Emil.
Hello.
Hello, Emil. We are talking like AI. Si Emil parang AI din. Hello, Emil.
Hey guys.
Yun. Hello, Emil. Yung sa name bar mo, Emil, live via satellite.
Yeah.
Hindi, totoo, ilagay mo
Saan?
you are under duress, Emil. Do it.
Duress. 4 minutes until the big 1,000.
Hello, Earl. Thank you for joining us. Are you also joining us under duress? Parang magandang running joke for our patrons. So for our patrons, thank you for joining us, whether or not you are under duress. Woo.
Yun, hello to our usuals.
Mangyayari na ba yung collab? Sino usual? Emil. Hindi mo naman binati yung pangalan.
Oh, Glendale, Earl, Ina, hello. Hello to you guys. Joseph,
Shout
hello.
out sa inyo.
Doc G, wala dito. May pasalubong pa naman ako sa'yo. Ito pinibili niya.
Wala sa tenga.
Julian, what's up? Mm, 1,000.
Sayang eh. Saying hey to Lance, who was watching on the stream, is also here in the live audience.
Hey.
Gusto niyo makisama sa comments eh.
Marami siyang data.
Lanception.
I wanna shout out Ivan kasi ang sarap ng coffee mo.
May future ka.
Yeah, dude.
Barista. Sa barista
He's so good.
If being an engineer doesn't work out, pwede ka magbarista.
Yun. Here we are.
Natuto yan sa seller eh. Nagmi-mix din siya dun. We're doing 2 episodes after this, di ba?
Sino ba?
Hindi ko alam, ba't tayo nagpe-pre-prod ng live?
No, I'm just saying, pwede manood sila, di ba?
Pwede naman, pero kung may mga lakad din sila, okay lang din. We're not holding people here under duress, Chino.
Okay. Wala pala.
They can stay of their own free will. Oh, sabi ni Uncle Al, humina raw yung volume natin. Hala.
Yeah, I don't hear you guys as much.
Sound pretty good on headphone.
The headset medyo solid siya. So,
Yeah.
phone mo yun, Uncle Al. Hindi, di ba?
D Prime, what's up?
Alright. As we always say, time to shut up now.
Please hit my music and please.
My name is Collar Cash Money Cannon.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
I'm home.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Amen. He appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Romoran,
the fancy daddy. University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Liao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
Rowan ASH, bad boy ng dance floor ng Quezon City, Central Escolar University, Manila.
I love you solo.
When you're listening,
You're listening.
And you're listening
And you're listening to the Wrestling
podcast. And you're listening to the Wrestling podcast.
To the Wrestling podcast.
Wrestling Podcast.
the Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast, coming to you from the Pod Network studios for episode number 1000.
1,000!
Put your ones up! Put your ones up! Yan!
1,000!
Maraming salamat for joining us. Actually, technically, episode 999 pa lang to. But, due to technicalities, diba?
No, I mean...
Magiging 1,000 na rin siya.
Yeah,
Hatingin kasi sa dalawa eh.
Yeah,
So,
So, nagpe-pre-prod na naman kami live. Stancy at your service, by the way. Chino Liao to my right, Ro Moran to my left, and we've got our patrons here in the studio as well. And one more reason why you should be a patron is you get to be part of experiences like this. Plus, nakakain sila on the Wrestling Podcast's dime.
Oo. Sarap to sa take.
Shout out to our friends from Mayhan International Food and Plattered by Colleen for helping us put together yung spread for our patrons and syempre for the fine people here at the Pod Network Entertainment.
Julian says that I made it from Japan. Julian, you don't know the half of it.
It's been a while since kompleto kami. Oh, by the way, we have someone joining us live via satellite. Emil Nate is in the house. Hello, Emil.
I'm here.
Oo, nandiyan ka. Buti naman. Thank you for the insight.
Oh, clearly.
Yun ba masasabi mo?
Ayun, naubo tuloy ako.
Nasamid pa. Oh, someone thinking of Emil, kaya nasamid siya. Kung kailan may mic time siya, nasamid siya. So, Emil, imimute ka na namin for the rest of episode 1,000.
No!
Thanks for your insight.
Oh, thank you. Valuable insights from Emil Nate. No, pero seriously, Emil, kamusta ang how is it like being in a city where your mayor looks like an actual functional human being?
Oh, yeah, it's fun. I just got here a few days ago, and I'm looking forward to 3 years of good governance. I will say.
Oh, yeah.
Very
solid.
Good answer. Good answer, Emil Nate.
Yung internet niya ba good din?
Oo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ano yan? Should we flash it already, Jasper?
Actually, yung question natin for our listeners, ano mas pipiliin ninyo? 3 years of good governance or support na internet? Diba? Parang okay lang ba sa'yo 3 years of good governance pero support yung internet? Or maayos internet mo pero 3 years of not so good governance?
I don't know. I take the internet pa rin.
Oh, si Emil parehas. Yung talaga nagagawa ng almighty dollar si Emil Nate. Alright, so it's our first live stream, our first actual podcast recording since all of us came from our respective trips. So it's nice to get everybody back together right in time for episode number 1000. So thank you to all of our listeners, all of our patrons, yung viewers natin, all of our friends we've made along the way for helping us get to this point. And it's always a blast every time we get to record live. So thank you to our friends from the Pod Network for helping us set this up. And we have a lot to talk about as always. So simulan natin because a lot of people or some people on our Facebook page were asking, diba? Where's your double or nothing reactions? Ano ba?
No, wait. Sorry. Before we have plugs to plug.
Oh nga pala. We have stuff to sell.
Shill. We got
to shill.
You know, sabi sa atin kanina, diba? We have to shill.
We got to shill. Okay. First off, we've got a Money in the Bank viewing party that is officially happening.
Yes, sir. Asked for it this morning. Yesterday pala. Asked for it yesterday. And as always, the great people of Skinny Mike's Bar and Events Place is happy to have us for Money in the Bank Sunday, June 8th. That is next week.
Yes.
Lapit na.
1 week from Sunday.
As they like to say for some reason. It's 450 pesos for early bird tickets, 500 pesos for walk-in. I don't know how many people are wanting this or how many people are going to come, but let's all have fun. It is John Cena's last Money in the Bank event after all. All you got to do is register early bird at tinyurl.com/mitb2025.
I can tell you for a fact na 7 a.m. ang start time dito sa Pinas,
Yes.
so doors will open at 6 a.m. sa Skinny Mics if you want to be part of the viewing party. Right, Emil, Nate, pull your weight. Let them know about the Patreon program.
All right, so it's not gonna be possible for us to reach episode 1000 without you guys, without our patrons and our loyal, loyal patrons. Yeah, yeah, and you can continue to support the podcast through two ways. Through Patreon and Gag. It's at patreon.com/wrestling podcast and gagnow.com/wrestling2xpod. For as low as $5, you'll get benefits and perks like, for example, being at the studio for our live recording for episode 1000. You'll get also first tips to everything, to our events, to our watch parties and everything. And it's just fun. Also, the Discord community is fun as well. And thank you so much to our patrons who supported us through 1000 episodes. And for those who are going to subscribe, we thank you as well. Again, the links are patreon.com/wrestling podcast and gagnow.com/wrestling2xpod.
Julian says #balik ka na Rowan, please.
Yeah.
You would be able to see Rowan not ASH anymore. I forgot what was
Events
it?
producer Rowan.
Events producer
Yeah.
Rowan.
Events producer Rowan.
Event boss Rowan.
Door boss Rowan.
No. He actually is an event boss. If you would be able to see him, if you actually went to our events, Julian.
Oh,
you
yun.
went to a viewing party because he is there. If he is there sa viewing parties, sa quiz nights, and everything in between.
Also, if you're a Patreon, makikita niyo siya sa Discord.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
that's
active
where you
there.
can see him because that's where he shines, if you will.
Oh.
Right. One last thing to shill. How about the Converge Netflix bundle?
Emil, with your dollars, you take this one.
Ayun, so a lot of people are wondering where can they watch WWE programming. And there's two ways. You can watch it on Blast TV and you can watch it on Netflix via VPN. And you can do both by upgrading or subscribing to the Converge Netflix bundle. There are 3 tiers to their plan $7.98, $9.98, and $22.98. So aside from that, you'll get the new Wi-Fi router, which gives you incredible internet speeds. Kasama din dyan yung experience box, which I am using on a daily basis to watch, to watch everything. Watch news, watch sports, watch wrestling, of course.
I think plan
Yung akin?
Oh,
My plan is a 2298. And surprisingly, hindi pa nagtataas yung price kasi we have the tax. Ay, hindi pa. Sa June 1, no? So,
Yeah.
So, di natin alam. But right now, those are the prices. And you can upgrade or subscribe to the Converge website, gofiber.ph. Or you can go to your local Converge office if you have sa lugar nyo. Mas madali. The customer service there is excellent. So, again, if you want to watch WWE live or on demand, you can do it on Netflix and Blast TV. Both available on the Converge Netflix bundle.
All right. Thank you very much, Emil. Nate, smile ka naman para di ka mukhang calling in from The Hague. Yan, napangitin natin si Emil. All right, let's get to some wrestling talk. Let's talk about Double or Nothing and pati na rin yung Dynamite i-bundle na natin para yung Converge and Netflix. So, thoughts on the show, guys. What did you think of the big week for AEW?
All right, sure, I'll start. Again, as always, it is pretty long. Pero it medyo excusable na siya for Double or Nothing kasi it is the flagship show na rin of AEW. Normally, I wouldn't like it this long. There are still some matches I would cut if I were editing this, pero everyone was great. Anarchy in the Arena was great. We'll talk about that in a bit. And if you enjoy the kind of in-ring action that AEW is known for, and you can sit through almost 5 or probably 5 hours of it, then the show is for you. If not, you're better off watching the second half of the show.
Yeah, ako
And I will get into my thoughts about our Anarchy in the Arena in a bit. But I found it, again, very long, very, very long, especially since you're coming off the WWE PLEs, diba? Na-condense na nila into, what, under 3 hours for most of them now. So, mas mahaba pa yung ibang episode ng Raw compared to a PLE, diba? So, sobrang dali lang panoorin. And then you have to sit through 8 matches now, one of which, the Anarchy in the Arena match, was almost, 40 minutes long? Pero sa gitna pa siya. So, it's a little hard to watch if you're not used to so much wrestling. Tama si Ro. The second half of the show is a lot better. But again, a lot of these matches didn't need this much time as they got. So, medyo,
yeah, for me, I got to pick and choose yung mga matches na, that I like. So I didn't watch it live. I watch it on demand. And if you, again, ganda sakit din ng AEW yun the long pay-per-views. But I also agree, usually the second half, that's where the show kind of falls off for AEW. But this time, they brought everything for the second half. The Anarchy in the main event. Yun yung nagdala ng show. Even, I think the opener as well was good. But it was really those two big matches that really carried the show for me.
Let's go to the main event. So Hangman Adam Page won the Owen Cup. It was a very hot reaction, diba? Nagwala yung mga tao when he finally got the 1-2-3 over Will Ospreay. So it looks like yung redemption story niya, diba, is actually going to be built towards All In. And we saw that kanina no opening segment nung Dynamite when he and Swerve and Ospreay had their little standoff in the ring.
Yeah. Really good stuff. Like, super great stuff. And the funny part is people will say, oh, they're trying to be like WWE. But then if you don't do that, you're going to trash them for not trying to be like WWE.
Yeah.
And it was the beauty. I think TK is finally aware na rin that you do have to run some good stories. And this was a really, really good story. Like, everything made sense. It is on par with the usual Bloodline stuff, no peak Bloodline, when, they were doing their 30-minute stuff in the ring, their confrontations in the ring. It was all of that and more. They made it make sense, yung redemption arc ni Hangman, and then they're still wrestling with the feelings between Swerve and Hangman, and then getting Ospreay in the middle of it makes sense as well because he established his relationship with the two, and it's just so good. It's just really good to see, complementing the good action. It's really good to see that they are finally tying the story together. Because that's what they were complaining about. That's what people were complaining about. They were complaining about how the Death Rider story is too long. And then now may nangyayari na, diba? Sabi ni Henry Luna. So it's really, really good stuff to see that. And I hope that everyone accepts it because that's what they were looking for. And that's what people want. And that's something that you should not be trashing because it was just executed well. All three men executed the segment well.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate AEW's perchance of yung proclivity nila of not telling stories sometimes, but this time nag-attempt sila magkwento talaga. Diba? They're trying to do big things with this story. Ni Swerve. So it's a good attempt at telling a story, trying to wrap things up. My question for this one, however, is what is John Moxley's role here? Like, kaya nga, so pero diba ayaw niya magkwento in the first place?
Yeah.
Diba ayaw niya yung whole story promo thing na gustong pagawa sa kanya na sa WWE siya.
No, but remember that when he left WWE, it was still Vince's time.
Yeah, kaya nga. So is he willing to play ball now with this storyline? That's what I want to see.
No, I understood Moxley's sorry, Emil, if you had something to say. I understood Moxley's reservations with Vince's brand of storytelling in that it was all dumb. Diba? Whereas if you had a really good story the way that Triple H and now Tony Khan is doing, okay lang siguro sa kanya. Kasi
he hasn't been telling stories lately. So
huh? Yes, he has.
Hindi naman siya anyway,
I
wanna
he gets to do his own thing that people complain about.
Okay. Sige, fine. It's not a hill I'm willing to die on. I just want to see him play ball in this sort of context. Kasi Gusto ko makita na nagkukwento siya more than just him beating people senselessly, which is just a thing that we've called out before, di ba? Na inuupakan lang niya yung mga tao, it doesn't explain why the belt's in the briefcase. He just comes out, jumps the barricade and does whatever and then leaves, right? So that was like a big story problem we've had with the whole Death Riders arc. So now that there's this major plot point in the story between the three guys in the ring, my question is, how is Jon Moxley going to react to this whole storytelling process that they're on now?
By doing the stuff that he's been doing and, talking his long soliloquies that people complain about because you don't understand what he's saying.
Ikaw, Emil,
Ito
what are
na.
your thoughts?
Ito na, papunta na tayo sa exciting part.
Yun.
This is what I've been waiting for this storyline. Hangman will always be the main character of AEW. Everything hinges on him. And they have enough time to integrate Mox into the story. Kasi right now yung story talaga umiikot lang kila Will, kila Swerve, and kila Hangman. And since it's gonna be a title match, I feel like Jon Moxley will play ball here and actually do some storytelling stuff na he wasn't doing before. Kasi may may gravitas tong story na to, and I'm really looking forward to how they execute this. They still have what? A month and a half away? Yeah. So mahaba-haba pa. So TK has all the time in the world to set this up beautifully.
I saw you guys talk about this Discord natin for the patrons. Sina Hangman, Ospreay, and Swerve. Are they the three pillars? And can you only have three pillars? Do you need the fourth?
I mean,
yeah.
Depende, gano'n kalaki ba yung bahay mo?
I think you do need 4 pillars.
Yeah.
I think they naturally became pillars then. I feel like Tony Khan was forcing the 4 young guys to be pillars and then accidentally ended up making the 3 stars pillars, diba? So nobody's saying it, but it might as well be
Is Ospreay a pillar though?
Yeah, at this point.
Kasi ang nalaliken ko siya, 'di ba? When you say pillar, they're a foundational element of the company. Right? That's how I understand the phrasing.
No, it doesn't have to be from day one. I think.
'Di ba? Kasi yun nga. I mean,
you pinilit niya before.
'Di ba? Ako kasi si Ospreay like kind of may LeBron James element siya. 'Di ba? Na he was acquired when he was at the top of his game versus the other 2 guys who had to build their names up. So parang how much of that can you credit to him being a pillar versus him actually being established nung pumasok?
I think what they mean by pillar is that now, regardless of when or how he came in, he's holding up the show, diba? Like you need him to have a good show week in and week out.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. Pag nagpa-play yung music ni Ospreay, diba? Nagwawala yung mga tao
Fair, yeah.
If that's not like a pillar-like reaction, I don't know what is.
But I mean, they do the same for Kenny. They do the same for the Bucks, diba? So,
Iba yung kay Ospreay.
Okay.
So, yun. Okay, ikaw, Emil, any thoughts?
I think they are. They are the 3 pillars right now. Kung gagawin natin 4, I could probably name Kenny. Kasi he's still an OG day 1. Is in the same level as these guys. So,
right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the women now. Mercedes Moné started off Double or Nothing by winning the Women's ON Cup. So she defeated Jamie Hayter, and now they've set up this title match with Toni Storm for All In, diba? Tapos face-to-face sila at the end of Dynamite today, and it got weird, it got sexy, it ended with Toni Storm riding around in the middle of the ring,
so
as she always does.
Basically a Toni Storm promo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mercedes winning was pretty inevitable to me because it's been their money acquisition ever since she signed on to AEW, diba? Yun yung big thing nila na they tried to promote her. And yes, it's taken a while for her to get here, but now that she still has the TBS title and all the other belts that she has, they're putting her up against Toni, parang hindi ako masyadong bought into the fact na matatalo si Toni Storm for the belt because she does have so many other belts. I don't know if that logic makes sense to anybody else, but to me, that's how I'm seeing it. So I do want to see this matchup happen, pero the credibility is a little suspect for me.
Yeah, it is pretty inevitable. I think that is the move. Good point though on who is actually going to win this match. I don't think people really want Mercedes to win the match, to win a championship. Like if anyone wants Tony Storm to lose, it might be to someone else. So yeah, it's not a bad idea for her to win the Owen, but I think we could use a different champion, not from these two.
Emil?
Man, I wish Jamie Hayter should have won. But that's neither here or there. Because they're going for the bigger match. And this is the biggest match that they can book for the biggest show of the year. Whether or not Mercedes wins or not, hindi ko pa alam eh. Kasi she's on her parang prime right now eh. And I still stand by my statement that Mercedes should lose her titles first before she could go after the big one again.
All right, that's interesting. Kasi for me yung pinaka tumatak dun sa promo ni na Mercedes and Tony kanina sa Dynamite was Tony asking Mercedes, what took you so long? And I think that was a very good meta question. Kasi pag pinag-isipan mo na from a smart key perspective, diba? Pinaglayo sila as much as possible, diba? Bago sila pinagtagpo in this story. But in a vacuum, in terms of like competition and going after the biggest fish right away and collecting belts and everything, o nga no, what took you so long? Bakit ngayon lang?
I mean, the answer to that, the real answer to that question is always the meta answer, diba?
Yeah, but like you have to make it make sense outside of the meta.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, gets ko naman yung sinasabi ni Stan. Yeah, story-wise, diba? Kailangan nag-fit pa rin siya eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So I like how Tony brought that up. Diba? It pulls the curtain back but also allows them an opening to actually tell the story. Which is, I don't know if they did properly.
No, hindi niya sinagot eh.
Diba? Yun nga
hindi niya sinagot eh. Di ba na-mention, tinanong ni Tony, what took you so long?
Julian says Jamie should have won. What does Mercedes gain from this? A new championship, Julian. That's what she gains from it. Pretty sure that's more money.
Kailangan niya palitan yung belt na yung New Japan Strong title.
So yun. That actually, if she wins the world championship, that's like 2 different belts added to her waist.
Yeah.
I guess. Siguro at some point, madadaganan na siya by all the championships, diba?
Diba she can do the rider pose na nakasabit sa arms niya yung, or sorry, Matt Cardona. The sa arms niya yung mga belts.
I don't know. You can't really answer what took you so long because sabi ng booker eh. Hindi sagot eh.
Yeah.
Yun talaga yung sagot.
Plus, it's also on the bookers to give her the answer in the story.
Yeah,
the kayfabe answer.
Yun nga. So, diba, it's now that they have this opening now, it's just up to them whether they take it or not. Diba? To tell the story.
You can have a different reason, thousands of different reasons to answer that, to say that, I wasn't chasing your championship because I wanted to chase all the other stuff.
So yeah, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Anarchy in the Arena, as well as the Tekla debut. And we got to talk about Jacy Jayne, everyone's favorite hot topic right now. So that's all coming up right after this break. Let's get to Anarchy in the Arena. As Chino mentioned, 40 minutes of just non-stop chaos. They had Bodies by Drowning Pool on repeat. Makes me wonder magkano kaya yung ginastos nila for the license of that song.
Walking on Sunshine or something before that.
No,
right?
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited
the theme song of Dynamite.
Diba? Before that.
Yeah.
So parang kasama ba yun sa package.
Yes, that was part of the chaos.
No, I mean, they already have the rights to the song because it's the
Sabagay.
theme song of Dynamite.
Oh yeah, okay, fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think about all of the chaos that went down?
It was
Roll muna, sige.
there's a debate going on in the film sphere about what constitutes a movie and what constitutes content to stream. And Anarchy in the Arena is a lot of fun, but in the end, I feel like it's all just content. You know what I mean? Not to say that I didn't enjoy it. It's fun. It's really fun. But all the fun stuff, you can put it on the background and not really miss anything. Kasi when the high spots come, everyone will cue you, diba? Kasi the voices will rise.
Nagkukumpulan yung mga tao.
Nagkukumpulan yung mga tao. The audience will go crazy. And then tune in. That's when the fun happens. And then
What does it matter if it's not a movie? What does it mean when you say it's not a movie?
Well, what that means is, and I think Chino can corroborate, is that there's no real artistic gravitas to it. Diba? It's
empty
just
calories.
Yeah, something like that. Not to say that it's not great or it's not enjoyable. It's just there, diba? And it's fun. You can take it for what it is, and if you want fun in your wrestling, it's definitely fun. I said on Twitter last night that it's the kind of match that will piss off people who don't like to see AEW fans having fun, and that's what it is. You know what? I'm not hating on it, diba? It's just really mindless fun that in the end gets buzz for everyone.
Okay, it's a good comparison. Buti bringing up ni Royan yung argument na yan because everything that he mentioned about Anarchy in the Arena is why I didn't like Anarchy in the Arena.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
I found it a little bit too overstimulating. To be
Okay.
honest.
Gets.
Kasi
Okay.
Really?
nasa gitna siya ng show. So we were already, an hour plus into the show? And then we have this big thing that happens with exploding tables and flipping of people in the crowd, diba? Parang naghampasan ng bote yung dalawang babae. Tapos may sing-along for some reason. So all these things happening in this 40-minute span of me watching it as somebody with undiagnosed ADHD. Parang at a certain point, napagod na lang ako eh. From seeing all this happening. And then you had another hour after that of 3 more matches, diba? So parang, I get it. It's fun, diba? People were having fun. I'm not against wrestling fans having fun, enjoying a wrestling show. But as a watcher, after a while, parang nakita ko, kailan ba matatapos to?
This is pretty fun because you have on this couch alone like 3 different perspectives of diagnosed ADHD. And how we all consumed this one match.
No, interestingly enough, I was able to put it on the side and then just tune in for the crazy moments.
Right.
Diba?
Oh, hindi kasi ako, I
You actively watched it.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
pick and choose like you guys did.
Yeah,
I watched the whole thing from start to
Okay,
finish.
nalakad ko eh.
Kasi yun nga, ako hindi. Kasi I miss things
No,
when I watch things in the
sure.
background.
Sure,
I miss
sure.
things. So I need to sit down and actually watch it so that I don't miss anything.
Gets.
But yes, you do something on the side once in a while. You're on your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero i-rewind ko pa rin. I do that.
Sure.
I rewind ko kasi I might have missed a spot or the commentary team said something interesting that I wanted to see play out. So that's how I watch wrestling, regardless of the promotion. It's a little harder to do with this one kasi nga ang daming nangyayari.
So I'm gonna be honest. Like I come from a perspective where I'm just oversaturated with everything. So like Anarchy in the Arena happens. It's the most ADHD thing to consume when you have ADHD, for better or for worse, right? So I'm kind of on Rose end here, where Rose end of the ADHD spectrum, where you can tell when the high spots are happening, and then that's when I'm like, oh, okay, some shit's about to happen. Diba? Parang otherwise, I'm gonna be washing the dishes or fixing my dog's cleaning up my dog's doo-doo or whatever. So, well, it is just what it is, diba? Hindi na kaya ng brain power ko at 35 as opposed to like when I was 25. I think I probably would have been able to like actively watch every fucking thing.
And the thing about the Anarchy in the Arena match is that you don't need to watch everything. Like you did, and you caused yourself that pain.
Well, kasi
Chino, let me ask you.
Kasi ganun ako manood eh.
Chino. Were you under duress?
No. I didn't know.
Wait, haven't you seen an AEW event live already?
I've seen an AEW event live. May Iron Man match pa nga yung pinanood ko eh.
30 minutes lang.
No, it was the 1 hour Iron Man match.
Yeah.
and Brian.
Yeah. Diba? Sa
Revolution.
Revolution. There we go.
The right people to do a 60-minute Iron Man match.
So yun, at least yun, diba? Medyo that makes sense pa sa akin yun. Pero this one, I don't know why I felt the way that I felt, but nung nagpatugtog si Kenny Omega ng bodies, parang sabi ko, ano to, Guardians of the Galaxy? Bakit
was it the first time you've seen an Anarchy in the Arena
diba?
match?
No, I've seen the old ones. Mas na-appreciate ko yung lumang Anarchy in the Arena. Kasi
So mas gusto mo yung wild thing na non-stop?
Hindi, kasi mas gusto ko yung may moments sila to appreciate the vignettes
I
in
think,
the empty stadium, diba?
I think, was this the most people in an Anarchy match?
Yes.
Diba? From before. Diba?
Dati 5-on-5 na.
Yes.
Ngayon, ang dami na. Tapos, sumingit pa sila Commander, sila Mark Briscoe,
diba?
Hook.
Gabe Kidd.
Yeah. So, that is a lot. They did try to cram in a lot of people.
Emil, ikaw, diagnosed
sorry.
ka
You forgot to be there.
ADHD, man. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Nandiyan pa na si Emil.
Uwi ka pa kasi.
I definitely enjoyed the conversations he had, but I love the match.
Yeah, sure.
I love the whole thing. Kasi for me, it's the best Anarchy in the Arena match ever since it was established. That's how good it was for me. Just the hilarious things that happened throughout the match. The Young Bucks introduction, which was so long. Diba, yung when they played, I'm so excited, got a big laugh out of me. Pero I definitely tuned out before the end of the match. Where it's like, so much things were just happening and parang napagod na ako from like the first 25 minutes of were just hilarious spots, just big spots. You know, like if they could cut it down, which again, this is a disease of AEW pay-per-views. If they could have cut it down to like 10 minutes, it would have been amazing.
Cut it down to 10 minutes or by 10 minutes?
10 by 10
10
minutes.
so 30 minutes na.
No, 10-minute Anarchy in the Arena match.
Ano yan? Speed?
No, but no, Emil makes a good point. I think I need sickos like me to understand that more is not always more.
Yeah.
You do need to edit. Again, I keep saying this. You need to edit. You need to cut down because at some point you will lose people's attention.
I felt like it affected the 6-man, which was pretty good. In
for sure.
All 6 guys, top tier talent, pero they had to follow the chaos that was Anarchy in the Arena. So parang kawawa naman yung 6 guys. Why have them on the card at all if they have to follow that?
That's right. That's totally right.
Ano yung favorite spot niyo from the match?
See, now we can't even remember. No, I like the exploding table spot.
I like the exploding table. That was different. Yeah.
I like the padlock spot with Willow.
I love
Yeah.
That was flashback.
That was sick.
The tongue stapler. My favorite.
The swerve.
The fucking tongue stapler.
Yung staple gun swerve was pretty funny too. Yeah.
Ikaw, Emil.
Yeah. My favorite moment is just the crowd singing along to bodies. Like, especially with that, let the bodies hit the floor! Tapos, the crowd just went wild. That's the moment, like, yun yung pinakalam kong moment from that match.
Alright.
Galing pumili ni Kenny ng crowd participation.
Yeah.
I was worried that, if he ever handed the mic to me, I don't know the lyrics of bodies.
Just let the bodies hit the floor.
Binigay niya sa audience member during the verse.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Wala ba yung bodies sa mga gym playlist nyo? It is on mine, so...
This is a hip-hop.
I used to run to that stuff, to that particular song, actually. When I was
It was very white boy of Kenny to play bodies.
Actually.
I guess, that's
Sinabi niya, no, he's gonna turn it back to alternative 2000s.
2005, yeah.
But actually, that song's much older than 2005. 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Last bit here from AEW. Let's talk about the Toxic Spider, Tekla.
Lance. I think Lance has something to say.
Let's throw it to one of our patrons who's live in the studio. Wala ka masasabi?
Yeah, aren't you sad that she doesn't get to come here anymore?
Was she supposed to come here?
No, I mean she's off the market now.
Okay. No, I like Tekla. Actually know who she is because there was a YouTube documentary, big story, the big story on YouTube. Did a featurette on Joshi's, and she was the main Joshi that they featured, and that's how I found out about her. And very good stuff from her, man. I'm glad that she went to AEW. Was waiting for her to get picked up by a bigger company, and I'm glad that somebody did.
Yeah, I agree. Tekla's good. She did come a long way from her start in Japan. She does come from Russia. And
Di ba Austria?
Sorry, Austria.
Yeah.
Sumali pala siya na World Underground. Yeah. Another good pickup for AEW. Really deep. I think women's wrestling everywhere is pretty deep.
Yeah. Ikaw, Emil.
Yes, it's a good pickup. Kasi TK has been handling Stardom talents really well naman. Like with Mariah, now Bina just had a title shot. So I have faith that TK will do right by Tekla.
All right. I'm just here for the Tekla memes.
Yeah, unfortunate, but
it is a thing. Right, let's take a break. When we come back, let's expound on the depth of women's wrestling and get your thoughts on our new NXT Women's Champion. I love our new NXT Women's Champion. I say that with zero shame.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that right after this break.
Woo!
Let's talk about NXT, and as we swing over to my home team, I just want to say again that what I'm about to say has zero shade whatsoever. I'm so happy with the new NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne. Well-deserved. I say this every time my Fatal Influence match on commentary. Bias ko si Jacy Jayne. I said that heading into the match. So si Carlo ginagago niya ako na, baka mabaliw ka. Hindi mo alam si cheer mo. Stephanie or Jacy. Sabi ko, wala akong pake, si Jacy yung bias ko. So when Jacy won, I was like, I just lost it. So I don't understand why people on the internet are losing their mind in the worst way because of the Jacy Jayne win. I mean, I understand why, but I also don't understand why.
Oh, do you want me to explain? Do you need me to explain what I said?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I said the thing about Jacy Jayne is that she's not like Mandy and she's not like Gigi, in that they each have their own bodies of work that you can point to and say that, okay, she's come a long way and she's championship material. But Gigi has her time as Priscilla Kelly on the indies, had her hardcore matches and stuff like that, the intergender matches, the tampon spot, the pad spot, but that was a pad.
Yeah.
And then Mandy is Mandy. And then Jacy is just Jacy. And then she's leading the B team, the B toxic attraction, if you will. But
actually, it's wild, diba? Na from the three.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And she's good, guys. The thing about that is fans have an idea, a different idea of good from the people actually evaluating and booking pro wrestlers.
I will build off of that and correct him by saying not just fans, the IWC.
Not naman. No, not naman.
Diba?
No, because you don't have the same idea of me as what constitutes good as a pro wrestler.
Sige.
Like, sorry, I don't want to say this, but it's a doer thing. I don't want to say that.
Go ahead, sige.
No, I'm not
Go.
This isn't shade.
And I'm not taking it as an insult.
Yeah, it's not shade.
I'm building off of what he said.
It's not shade to anyone.
I'm just laughing because you said doer.
Yeah. Because there is no other way to say it. It is doer stuff. It is a doer mindset. It is a doer paradigm, if you will. So, ganun talaga eh. That's why fans are freaking out because in their mind, Jacy does not constitute good wrestler. But I saw something else, especially when she wrestled Masha Slamovich on TNA and getting the money, diba? People said that Jacy is only champion because Stephanie got called up. One, that's how developmental works. Two, there are so many other women that could have held the championship, like Jordan Grace and Zarya, and they weren't picked, diba? And whoever else is popular right now, diba? Like the Lash Legends, the Nikita Lyonses of the world, diba? And Jayne got
Nikita
picked by the
Lyons is
higher.
popular.
Yeah, exactly. And Jayne got picked by the higher ups, so they see something that you can't see. While yes, the reactions of the crowd are currency in pro wrestling, you still need to have the merits that that the higher ups value.
Like kasi, okay, ito lang yung nakikita ko dyan. Okay, people have this preconceived notion na you go into the PC as a Stephanie Vaquer, as a Julia, as a Jordan Grace, matic champion ka na, diba? Like it's this done deal, diba? But it clearly, the higher ups see it a different way, because in my opinion, as a non-doer, parang yung belt doesn't do anything for Jordan Grace, let alone all the other women that have won it. Diba? Kasi they've already established names. Right? And yes, as a fan, nagigets ko yung appeal na magaling siya, therefore she deserves to be champion. But in this context, as a developmental talent, Jayne can benefit off of the belt because it just legitimizes her. And in the grand story arc of things here, it legitimizes Fatal Influence. Diba? Because we were thinking na mag-break na to. Diba? They were
arguing. Yeah.
Diba? They were sowing seeds of discontent. Diba? Dito sa group na to. Nag-aaway sila. Si Fallon and si Jayne. Right? So, the fact na nanalo si Jayne, she walks away with the top championship in NXT, just allows them to say na, kala nyo, alam nyo yung mangyayari but no, we got you.
Alam mo sino pa magbe-benefit? Si Chino Liao, kasi may picture sila ni Jacy
sir.
Jayne.
Yes, sir.
Tapos nakaturo si Jacy Jayne, so nilalagay ni Chino yung text nung pinaplug niyang show.
Siyempre, kasi tawag doon forward thinking ba? Marketing.
Sige, Emil, before I answer Doc G's question, you talk your shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually bring up yung question ni Glendale because it's kind of an interesting question. Do you think the reactions are also because it's Steph? And people love Steph. She's over as fuck. And just the fact it's I don't want to say it's just Jayne, but just because someone on a very random episode of NXT took the title from her, parang kaya nagkakaroon ng violent reactions. Honestly, for me, I don't mind kasi I love surprises. Kasi nandito na tayo sa era na nagiging predictable na yung title changes. Like, we would always predict a title change happening on a big show. Like, Stand and Deliver or WrestleMania. It's ngayon very rare na yung mga title changes sa TV. That's why I appreciate this and the other title changes that also happen on the show because there's nandun yung unpredictability element niya And normally you wouldn't think Jayne would win the NXT Championship over someone like Stephanie Vaquer, but they did it. And it was great. It was great television. And I liked it. And unfortunate that Stephanie's not going to be NXT Champion anymore, but it's a welcome surprise for me.
No, it's really because it's Jacy. If you read the comments, it's really the people are saying Gigi's better, stuff like that. Jacy should have been it. Jacy's not good. Blah blah blah. It's because of her. Talaga. They really think she is the third best member of Toxic Attraction. So they didn't think much of her because she didn't have the pedigree of Gigi and the main roster exposure of Mandy, diba? So yun talaga yun I don't want. I'm not saying this to trash Jacy. I think she's great. It's just that people don't perceive her the way we do.
I just want to show some love to Mike Rome, who really sold yung shock.
Yeah,
like
that was
sobrang
good.
delayed nung ring announcement niya, di ba?
He had to be nudged.
Ka-level niya yung reaction ni Samantha Irvin.
Oh, that was the
Diba?
inverse
Yeah.
of Samantha Irvin from WrestleMania 40. So props to Mike Rome. He doesn't get enough love these days. So I really appreciate that nice little detail.
Also, nice suit game.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure, for sure. So yeah, I don't know ano yung plano for Stephanie Vaquer, whether she stays on NXT for a few more weeks or months and continues to fight with Jacy and Fatal Influence, or if she's gonna be joining Roxanne and Julia on the main roster. But babyface naman siya, diba? We're supposed to be used to seeing her chasing a championship.
Yep. I hope she does. I hope she revisits this storyline. Kasi kailangan mo ma-legitimize yung heelness ng Fatal Influence here. So I want her to go back and just hash it, mix it up with the 3 other women and try to chase after this title and fail and then move on. Kasi yung matatalo lang siya and then automatic
Right.
up, diba? Kasi it doesn't close the story.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Finish the story.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Ethan Page now. He is the new NXT North American champion. Ito rin, shocker din to open the show. Diba? Ricky Saints no longer the North American champion. Then all of a sudden, Ethan Page, kailangan i-defend yung newly won title niya at Worlds Collide against Rey Fenix, Laredo Kid, and Javon Evans.
Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Hey, it's all good. They're finally using they're immediately using the AAA acquisition, diba? So I don't know how long. I guess they're not in a hurry to call up Ethan Page or anything. They're hot potatoing the North American Championship between him and Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints did kind of get lost in the shuffle here.
Yeah.
So I hope that this means they're doing something else with him. But it's okay. Better than most other spots that others have on NXT.
Yeah, I wasn't as surprised with this one than with the Jayne win here. Parang medyo na-predict ko to eh. Had a feeling, a sneaky suspicion that he might drop the Page here. And he did, diba? Ethan Page walked away with the title. The surprising factor, if anything for me, was the addition of the Fatal 4-Way to Worlds Collide. I guess because they needed to put more luchadors in there. So
Luchadors that people don't know.
No, people know who Laredo Kid is.
Oh, if you watch TNA, yes.
Yeah, if you watch TNA, you know who he is, diba?
He was also in AEW for a bit.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, diba? So, parang medyo...
Alam mo naman yung mga nanonood ng WWE, guys. Alam niyo naman sila.
Ay, nako. Anyway, so yeah, I like how they gave it to Page to see what he can do with the title here. But it's his second championship in NXT, so clearly not being developmental anytime soon.
Yeah, I think this title change. Whether or not this leads to Ricky Saints being called up is still a question. Like he could easily go after the NXT title after this one, pero di pa natin alam. But the Fatal 4-Way definitely is gonna be a good match. Rey Fenix is there, so we're guaranteed a banger.
All right. Speaking of the crossovers, ito naman, Mike Santana crossed the line.
Hey.
He is in NXT now, and he won in his NXT debut against Tavion Heights. Tapos next week, he's got his TNA World Championship match against Trick Williams.
Interesting. I think Mike Santana is like the closest thing WWE is gonna get to Eddie Kingston. not to downplay Mike Santana. Mike Santana is good. Pero he brings the Eddie Kingston vibe to a place that doesn't have Eddie Kingston. If you know what I mean.
Sige, what is the Eddie Kingston vibe, bro?
Parang siya taga-Bronx.
Oh,
Puerto
he's
Rican.
Rican. He's from New York. He talks his shit. Diba? Wala siya pakal, maangas siya.
It's funny though because Damian Priest is also Puerto Rican and from New York.
Yeah, but he does not have. He's better spoken than Eddie Kingston and Mike Santana.
Yeah. Wala siya yung New York angas.
Oh. So,
Bakit, Emil? Alam mo yung New York angas?
Eddie Kingston. That's what they claim.
Yung alam na New York ng Nico Emil yung sa Cubao eh.
But yes, it's not a bad. We have come such a long way that the TNA Championship is being defended in the mid card of NXT.
I mean, nag-main event siya ng Battleground.
I mean, yes, but now, it's syempre, it's not as big as the other guys right now. But hey, this is the reality that we live in now in 2025.
I mean, if anything, it benefits TNA as well because I don't
Finally, people will be forced to watch
diba?
TNA.
Exactly. It's a must-watch product now, diba? Wherein before ako lang yung nanonood. Now everybody gets to watch.
Or has to watch.
Diba? Everybody has to watch 2 more hours of TV every week. So good luck to us, diba? Pero no, because it also opens the door for more TNA talent to walk through, diba? Kasi I don't think Mike Santana's the guy. So syempre, madami pa yan. Haba pa yung pila, diba? So
Sino, if it's not Mike Santana, who's the guy?
Nick Nemeth.
Nick Nemeth, pwede, I guess.
Yeah.
Diba?
Mustafa Ali.
It might be Joe Henry again.
Oh, but this the TNA title being on NXT leaves more possibilities for more crossovers. Like even the bigger TNA stars, like the names I mentioned, Nick Nemeth could come back. Mustafa Ali could come back as well. Sino pa ba? Madami pa. Like
Mustafa.
Mustafa
Jake
Ali.
something.
Jake something. Yeah, di ba he had a one-off, di ba?
To talk about Jake something kapag lumabas Jake something. I asked this
I can't wait for
Discord
Corey.
natin.
No, I can't wait for Corey Graves to call a triple A match with his brother in it.
Oh, yeah.
Wala na ba? Okay.
I asked this patron Discord natin. Sinong tagalabas na TNA champion yung mas impactful? Is it Kenny or Trick?
Still Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny. Why?
Kenny is still a bigger name. Trick is just WWE. That's it. Yun yung claim to fame niya. He's WWE. But Kenny is Kenny.
Yeah. Kenny has been around the world twice over. Diba? Ang dami niya nang nagawa outside of TNA even before. He did the same thing for AAA, diba? When he was mega champion. So,
but as a thought exercise, and I know some people are gonna say, hindi, bias ka eh. But eto, when Kenny was TNA champion or Impact champion at the time, did people proactively tune into TNA the same way na you say, Chino, na now you're forced to watch TNA
Wait.
now?
No. It's not fair because people are watching TNA because of WWE, not because of who the champion is. Diba?
Hindi nga, so yun yung basehan ng tanong ko. Parang kaninong
you're
outsider champion
your
is
question
more
is
impactful?
your question is based on the premise of who the champion is, but people are watching TNA because WWE is coming to TNA, not because Trick Williams is coming to TNA.
No, so in the same way you can ask, are you watching it or were you watching it because Kenny was the champion at the time?
Yes, I would say yes.
Yeah.
You were watching, like people were
I was watching
it.
regardless, diba? Pero,
Okay, so
I was watching regardless.
In this case, hindi as counted. Right. Yun yung tanong ko eh. Kasi parang now you've got this renewed interest.
No, but people are not watching TNA because of Trick Williams.
Right.
Either.
Yeah.
I agree with Royer. Diba? You're watching because palitan natin si Trick Williams, diba? Ng any other
NXT superstar.
Superstar. Diba? It's the same question here. Diba? Whether it be Trick or sabihin natin si Yoshiki Inamura. It was just the first name that popped up. No shade to him. But you know what I mean? Like it can be anybody, but it wouldn't matter as much because you're after TNA is benefiting from the WWE name.
It's WWE.
It's the larger company pushing the smaller company up.
Your question was Kenny or Trick. It's not Trick. It's Kenny or WWE. If you said Kenny or WWE, that the answer would be WWE. But if it's Kenny or Trick, it's Kenny.
In that regard though, parang napaisip ako because of the partnership, diba? When Kenny won yung TNA championship, walang partnership between AEW and TNA, diba? It was more of just Kenny. Tama ba?
No, I think there was.
No,
There was.
They did have a partnership, although TNA did complain afterwards that AEW didn't do anything for TNA.
Oh, I remember
they loan Kenny and they loan Christian. That's it.
Yeah, parang nagsunugan sila ng tulay nun eh.
Hindi naman nagsunugan ng tulay. It's more of nakalimutan lang nila or di nila alam paano i-maximize yung partnership.
Okay. Yeah, kasi I think back to that time and it didn't really stand out other than Kenny's champion, Christian's champion. Then after that, wala na.
I did actually watch the PVV where Kenny became champ.
Yung against Rich Swann ba to?
Yeah.
So I remember that, diba? But I guess it also didn't help na it happened during lockdown na talaga wala pang fans masyado, whereas now it's basically back to normal. So
Yeah,
it's a different time.
but Trick is not the person driving people to TNA. It's not him. It's the brand.
the partnership. Yeah.
It's the brand.
All right. We still have Raw to talk about, so let's take one more break and then we'll get to the main roster stuff for episode number 1000. All right, let's talk about main roster stuff from WWE, and we'll start with Raw and yung thoughts mo on Seth Rollins' new group, especially with Bronson Reed now being a part of the faction since wala ka nung Weekend Reacts when Chino gave his thoughts on it.
Wala ba rin bang pangalan yung group nila?
Wala pa.
Jesus
Wala pa
Christ. It's
din.
been 3 weeks. Jesus.
Bakit yung sinasolo nga, wala pa rin pangalan eh.
But you just call them the new bloodline. Or Solo's bloodline. But anyway, I don't know, man. This new group hasn't started clicking for me yet.
Anong kulang?
They're missing a real why. I don't think they've really explained why. They explained how they got together, diba? He explained how he got Paul Heyman on his side. You know, but I don't think they've really explained why anyone's doing any of this. Or why
yung vision ni Seth.
Yeah,
The future, whatever, diba?
Oh.
Yeah, I heard that, and then I heard him threaten Sammy to get out of the way or move to SmackDown, diba? But I don't know, man. It's just nothing more than Seth Rollins' vanity project to me right now. You know, and the Bloodline was Roman Reigns' vanity project. But alam mo yun, the way he fashioned himself as the head of the table and providing for his family by elevating his cousins, diba, to championship status and Solo. There was at least that purpose, that clarity of purpose. But Seth doesn't have that yet. You know, it's just a collection of guys who are right now just taking revenge on CM Punk, for Seth. You know,
That's an unfair comparison yun kasi yung bloodline parang ang dali eh. Kasi family sila built-in na yung link whereas Seth, Bronson, and Braun are all technically
and the bloodline was around for 5 years.
No. It's not a fair comparison, but that was Paul Heyman's last gig. You know,
still not
yeah,
very
I know.
fair comparison.
I know it's not, but that's the thing that they have to work toward now, diba?
If you're gonna compare Paul Heyman's last gig with the current gig, you might as well compare the bloodline to what he did with Cesaro and Ryback. And Curtis Axel.
That was also bad. Well, no. Yung alliances na yun was Paul Heyman trying to elevate those two guys because they were not big stars, you know. And I kind of get that vibe here from Paul Heyman in the Seth alliance, but hindi rin siya clear because I don't think have they come out and said that they're building Bronson, they're building Braun for the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yun yung value nga nitong group. I said it on the Weekend Reacts. It's Paul Heyman himself, diba? Elevating the two other guys. And it became more apparent the day it was revealed that Braun Breaker was part of this new group, diba? Parang lahat ng spear niya naging super spear big lahat, diba?
Yeah.
Diba? Parang lumakas talaga siya more.
Jasper were frozen on the stream.
Braun Breaker was a lot more physical now.
Oh. Hey guys. Nawala sila for a bit. They just... Alright, so they're not in the... We're having some technical difficulties right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I haven't heard anything, so... And they haven't exactly passed the mic to me to say my thoughts about this new group. So, let's just wait for them, I guess. Where are they? All right, so okay, while we're having some technical difficulties here, I will say my thoughts about this new group because I kind of don't like how the group is forming as of right now. Okay, they're back. Oh, they're out again. But let me just say, I don't like the composition of this group. When Bronson Reed made his presence known during Saturday night's main event, I thought this is stupid because why are they gonna get another big man? Because they already have a big man on their squad.
Wala yung camera nila.
It's like
Hindi ko alam bakit nawala. Nag-frozen yung camera nila.
It's like Alright, let's just wait for them. But all I'm saying is it's like getting Joel Embiid when you already have Nerlens Noel on your squad. It's stupid. It's dumb. But okay, let's just wait for them. We're sorry, we're having technical difficulties right now. And they're trying their best to fix it. Alright? Yeah, Ina, we're having some technical difficulties. Alright, okay, I'm just gonna keep going here. Yeah, because I can't concentrate because there's too much noise on the other side. Okay, let me just lower down the volume. Yes, I can. Alright, I'm gonna keep going now.
I am your brother.
I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Next item on the agenda is now that Seth has qualified.
There was no next slide. Keep going. We still have things to talk about. Episode 1000.
Fuck, wala ulit.
So are we here? Are we being heard, Jasper?
Yes, you are.
There. We're back. Yes, we're back. Okay. So, ilang beses sinabi ni Emil na we're having technical difficulties. No. Clearly, we did. Yes. This is what I actually also forgot. I feel like, you can't see us for 2 years. I feel like the use of Paul Heyman as a device to elevate young talent. Whether it's the Usos, New Bloodline, Cesaro, Curtis Axel, whatever have you. And now, Braun Breaker and Bronson. I feel like diminishing returns. Now, that's all Paul Heyman is doing. And now we just switched over to the blue. That's what's not clicking. And he's great, of course. He's never going to be it's just that that's now his only elevates gets about manager shape. Pero alam mo yun, what he wanted to do is not elevate.
What the fuck is happening to this today, man? Parang nasagi. Nag-switch off siya. Yung mode mo. Yung mode?
Three times over the past year. Old bloodline, Solo's bloodline, back to the old bloodline, and it's now Seth's free. The punk push out, right? Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. So I think there has been too much Paul Heyman. I remember that. And to that part, I understand. The value of Paul is that you don't get to see him as often. Since the bloodline storyline, spokesperson, Roman Reigns, this entire saga, and then you have all these things that are happening right now, that the value should not overexpose.
Yeah. I think I made a comparison nung Sunday when we were all talking about this, diba? Yung sinabi ni Ro na Paul Heyman is living off the reputation of building young talent. That's why I compared him to Doc Rivers. Kasi he's living off that reputation at this point. He's not the same guy as he was like 20 years ago with Brock or like years ago with Pump. And sometimes it still works, but most of the time there's something missing. And yeah. And I don't know if they need more members to this group, but let's see what's gonna happen with this new group.
You know.
Yeah.
Eto, Money in the Bank is happening 1 week from Sunday, Manila time. So, is Seth Rollins the leading candidate to become the Mr. Money in the Bank for 2025?
Jesus. I don't know.
Looking at the field, looking at
There might be 2 spots pa, but I think so up to this point.
right now it's Seth, LA Knight,
Right,
Solo,
Solo.
and Penta, and 2 TBDs.
Yeah, right. So I think so. I think this is his match to lose. Honestly, because if he's going to stick to his manifesto,
yung long-term plan, di ba?
Na parang, future passes to me and the title will be mine and all the things he said. Not in that exact monotone way, pero all the things that he said. Diba, for him to be able to pull that off, he needs to have some sort of power here, like actual power, hindi yung literary power na sinasabi niya, but actual things that he can do, actionable things that he can do. And I think for him to be able to do that, he has to be able to cash in whenever.
Yeah. I just don't want to see it again because I know it's been 12 years.
10 years lang naman. Since the height of the century.
Yeah, right. 10 years. I was thinking 2013 for some reason. Anyway, it's been 10 years, but I kind of don't want to see it again.
Ikaw, Emil.
I think yeah, this is for Seth to lose. Out of everyone in the field, he has like the more gravitas, I guess, to win. And we will have great storylines in the next few months as Mr. Money in the Bank. And maybe he could cash it in on Cena on his final night. Di natin alam. Well,
Pwede.
Alright, eto. I want to talk about Dirty Dom being the ultimate himbo and the introduction of Roxanne Perez to the Judgment Day. So, ang dami ng memes, di ba? You go from Rhea to Liv to Roxanne Perez, and then somewhere in the background you've got Finn Balor with a shit-eating grin. So, what do you guys think about all of this now that Liv's back?
I think Finn's the only one carrying Judgment Day at this point.
Si Jasper, babyface producer Jasper, doing the Finn evil.
I got you,
the
man.
biggest Finn Balor simp here on this
No,
podcast.
people have been talking shit about Finn. Did you know, Jasper? They've been talking shit about Finn, about how far he's fallen. But, if you can get paid doing the comedy shit after years of beating your body up in New Japan, NXT, okay na yan. Okay na to. I mean,
Finn Balor's a winner at life.
Yeah, exactly.
He makes WWE money. He's got a hot wife. He gets to do fun stuff on TV. What more could you ask for?
And he's like 47? Ano ba?
Hindi naman.
Ano ba?
42.
Sorry.
43.
My bad.
43.
Sorry, Jasper. Sorry,
Sobra kay 47.
Sino ba yung 47? Somebody used 47. Not. Can't remember who.
Nakamura.
Sure. Yeah. So, I think I'm kind of over the Judgment Day, but Finn has been carrying it with the comedy stuff.
Yeah, it's an interesting role for him. Kasi di ba, nagtitease sila na aalis siya. He's over the whole being forgotten when he's a founding member and all that. Pero
it's not a founding member.
One of the first, anyway. So the fact that he's still there, just causing shit and stirring the pot here.
Wala nang founding member sa kanila eh.
Diba?
Wala na nga.
Wala na nga. Kasi wala na. Terror Twins. But, the fact that he's there, just stirring the pot, just trying to make trouble, is pretty entertaining to me. Because it's parang I've always seen him as a serious wrestler. So, serious na, laging seryoso yung mukha. And even when he was the demon, he was serious in a different way. So, the fact that he's just there, just causing trouble is pretty entertaining.
What about Dirty Dom and Roxanne Perez being introduced as a wedge between him and Liv?
Nakakatawa na yung guy, he's the himbo of the group. Na parang siya yung pinaka-poging lalaki sa Raw. Kasi of all the attraction that he's getting, it's crazy.
I mean, some would say that Liv is getting her karma.
Good point.
Ka dyan.
Fair.
Very good point. Very good
I mean,
point.
fair, yeah, no, definitely. Kasi, diba?
Sinulot niya
nagaw
si
diba?
Dom from Rhea.
Si Dominic Mysterio ang Gerald Anderson. Sinusulat lang siya ng kababaihan talaga eh.
Hold up. Why are we shaming the female
No,
actors?
we're not. We're shaming Dominic Mysterio.
Are you really?
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to be Gerald Anderson at
Oh,
this
yes.
point.
Oh, diba?
At least si Gerald Anderson hindi tumatakbo for public office.
He's just playing basketball somewhere. So good for him.
Diba? So at least yun yung redeeming factor ni Gerald.
Gerald Anderson is J. Cole of the Philippines.
Like side quest siya as a pro basketball player.
Last na. Didiskaril na tayo. Rusev and Sheamus look like they're about to get into it, which is nice, drawing on their history from the League of Nations. Basically like a decade ago.
And they're actual friends in real life.
That too. Oh,
Yeah.
Wasn't Rusev like a groomsman at Sheamus' wedding or
Yeah,
something?
and they used to live together, or live in the same city at least, Tennessee. So yeah, I like how they're just keeping them together. It's a good entry point for Rusev in the WWE kasi he was just beating on the Alpha Academy, and you can only do that.
Was that not fun?
Yeah, but you can only do that for so long. No, it's not really a sustainable storyline for him, diba? Especially if he's on this crusade. So if he's really on this crusade, he needs a real test, diba? So what better way to test that than against the Celtic Warrior?
A
Doctor
lot of
says
meat.
Rusev's first title win was against James. Sorry.
Yeah. Tama. It was 2014, diba? Rusev's first US title win was against Sheamus. This feud will feature a lot of meat. A couple of meaty men slapping meat. We should get a couple of good matches between these two. Sheamus has been an incredible hand on the main roster in the last few years. And Rusev needs a signature feud here to reestablish himself as a threat in the main roster. So why not? Why not against Sheamus here? And fuck it. Give this a best of 7.
That lang ne, best of 7 ni Sheamus.
Oh yeah.
I have a question. What do we?
Tag teams na in the end.
I
Bar 2.0.
I don't hate the idea though. But based on that,
The pub na.
The pub.
I have a question. What do we realistically see Rusev doing in WWE again? You know,
You can ask that about everyone who's come back. Andrade. Aleister
Exactly.
no,
Black.
Andrade we've already seen, and he's now in.
Aleister Black.
He's now doing the AAA stuff.
Aleister Black. You can say the same about Aleister.
exactly.
You can say the same about Lexis King and anyone who has crossed the line.
Ethan Page.
Oh,
diba?
Ricky Saints, diba?
So parang din eh. Yeah, it's nice to have these returning people in the roster again. But at the end of the day, I don't think, personally, I don't see Rusev headlining WrestleMania here. Right?
Yeah,
He's has a role to play.
Yeah, unless Rusev Day gets over again.
Yeah, yun yung gusto ko makita. I kind of want to see them explore Rusev Day. Honestly. Kasi
You would have to pluck Matthew from
Matt Rewald.
Yeah, Matt Rewald from TNA.
No, kasi I'm actually a fan of the Redeemer shtick na parang he wants to redeem his brothers. Yun yung sinasabi sa vignettes niya, di ba? Parang, Alpha Academy, gagago kayo. I want to redeem you, di ba? So, that's the Rusev gimmick right now, which he never did in WWE. So, that alone is something new. So, he can say na I can redeem Rusev Day from this joke that, it became and really make it mean something. I don't know. I'm not a writer.
Akala ko nga, it's a good point. Kasi akala ko ang ending nito, magiging bata niya yung Alpha Academy. Diba?
Diba? Lahat ba ng storyline may turn? Kailangan may mag-turn.
I mean, if you're doing wrestling, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, realistically, I could see Rusev being a muscle for a main event.
Damn.
I think that's a step down, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yung mga ganung roles are meant.
He was supposed to be the muscle for Kip Sabian.
Emil, this is one more reason why you should not book a wrestling company. Yun yung running joke natin sa podcast. Never give the pencil
why not?
to Emil. Why not? Have you reviewed yung footage natin and your horrible booking decisions?
Yeah, I don't want to be booked by you ever.
Happy 1,000 episode, Emil Nate. Oy, 1,000 episodes walang play Natin ngayon. Boo this
yeah.
year.
Oo nga. We spent months building up Play and Nate. You have nothing for us?
Dapat nag-play and nating ka nung nagkaka-technical
Oo
difficulties. Ano ba yan?
Instead, hindi ka man na nakapag what happened, Bella. Pati yun, di mo magawa eh, putya.
I've mellowed out in the last few months.
Yan. Kami ngayon, dahil dyan, kami ang nagpa-play and nating sa'yo. Yeah, Nathan on you.
And on that note, we gotta wind down episode number 1,000. It was a very long road, quite literally, to get here, but we appreciate everybody who got on the bus and became part of the Wrestling podcast, either on the podcast itself or the community that we've built along the way. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to us na naging bahagi kayo ng podcast, ng buhay namin, that we've got a support group with the patrons. We've got all of these activities that we do, from the quiz nights to the watch parties to hanging out with each other at the local wrestling events. It's really cool that we get to do this. We have been doing this for the last 11 years and counting. So, we hope that you can keep supporting the pod, and that somehow we can be the vehicle through which you can keep loving pro wrestling, because I can't even attribute anymore sino yung una nagsabi nito, but pro wrestling is fun, diba? It should be fun. Pro wrestling is fun.
Hell yeah.
And we'd like to keep it that way. So thank you for keeping it that way with us. Anything else that you guys want to say as we wrap up here?
Yeah, I celebrated 6 years on the pod.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
6 years later, hindi ko naisip na mas tatagal pa ako dun sa kasama natin. So,
why are you censoring him? You're cool with him.
Yeah, I'm cool with it, but you guys aren't.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So why are you censoring?
So yeah, shout out to Camus, man. Enjoy Friends.
You're about to eclipse his run.
No. Dahil dyan, this is my last episode. Lang hindi siya masapawan. This is my last day. No, but seriously though, being on this pod, diba, the community that you guys have built and being able to be a part of it in the 6 years that I have been, parang may isa ding wrestler na kaibigan ko na baka hindi nyo na kaibigan yung nagsabi sa akin na the moment I joined the pod was like parang Rookie of the Year season, kasi yun din yung year na na-pick up tayo ng P&A, diba?
That's true.
Na nagkaroon tayo ng community, the Patreon and all that. So really, thank you for doing the work, you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the program and for, the community that we all have here.
Are you saying you don't do the work?
I do the bare minimum. At this point, let's face it, mas madami nang ginagawa si Emil sa akin.
Yeah.
I don't even review TNA anymore. Remember that?
No, it's okay. We don't review either anymore.
I would just like to thank you guys, the part of the podcast, and everyone, kasi I was just a fan. I was a fan of this podcast since like 2014, late 2014. And I never thought I would get to meet you guys and get to do this weekly. And yung mga friendships na nabuo from the community, from the local wrestling community, the people that I've met over the last couple of years. And it's just fun. I love doing this. I love recording every week, talking about something that I love. And now we're we have reached episode 1,000. I know I've just been here for like 300 or 200 of it, but I still thank you guys for welcoming me, and for the viewers who have also welcomed me, made memes out of me, tagged me in every eruption video. You guys make my life awesome.
2,000 mabit na ni Emil si Eruption.
No, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. We're getting close.
Kung nanood lang siya ng Mission Impossible.
Maraming salamat, Paramount Pictures Philippines. We're getting close to the dream. To the dream. Emil just has to keep going to the events.
Also, shout out dun sa mga naging producers natin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Sila ni Kai,
Ryan, Sola,
diba? Miguel.
Yeah.
Miguel.
Right.
Sino pa ba? Are we forgetting anything?
No, I think
and then, of course, babyface producer
Jasper.
Love you, Jasper.
We love you, Jasper.
Jasper.
Ayun. Ikaw, Ro.
Emil, eventually you will eclipse Camus. So keep going. Keep going.
Ako muna, diba? Ako muna. And then,
Oh, hindi. Ikaw given ka na eh. Lapit ka na. Si Emil, may ano pa, may 3 taon pa.
Yeah.
Dami ko pang kakaining bigas.
No, but the real wrestling podcast is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Tangina mo, Lance. No, but thank you for keeping us going. I certainly did not expect for us to get this long, to be recording in this studio under these lights, 1,000 episodes later, and 11 years later. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Live update. Somebody tagged, Uncle Al tagged Eruption dito sa live stream na to. I hope he notices it. Eruption, if you're listening, you have a hater on this podcast. And it's not anyone on this podcast.
No, let's bury the lead. Oh my God, let's bury the lead.
No. Ibala ko nga, if I get a moment with Eric. I'm gonna tell him that he has a big fan. The biggest fan on the podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna ask a shout out for his biggest fan.
Yun. And he's gonna do it with the utmost fervor and earnestness. All right, that's it for the show. That's it for episode 1000. Make sure to follow the show on social media at Wrestling Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, at Wrestling2XPod on TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky. Individually, it is at Chino Supersized, at Rois War, at EML_Meister, and at _Stancy. Show some love for Rowan. And then producer Rowan at Monday Night Rowan. He's not here, but he is in our hearts. He is with us in spirit.
Boy pa siya.
You might get to see him at the Money in the Bank.
Yes, he will be there.
When we do, gagawin din natin siya ng Darby Allin graphic.
God damn.
Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper and everyone over at the Pod Network for putting these episodes together and putting us over. And thank you for catching another episode of the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. Next week, to kick it off, may audio only tayo where Chino and I talk about our trips to the US and our wrestling experiences while we were there. For now, though, we got to end episode number 1000 on behalf of Emil Nate live from The Hague, as well as Chino Liao and Ro Moran and Babyface producer Jasper. I'm Stan C, reminding everyone to stay safe, stay cool, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast out.
Peace.
Later, Outcasts.